I was just incarcerated for 37 years for somebody else's crime.
Imagine this. Imagine going to prison for a crime you didn't commit. For my next guest, that was the nightmare he lived for 36 years. Take a look.
Have you ever been wrongly accused of crimes you never committed? Have you ever been made to pass through experiences that you were not part of? Have you been wrongly accused? Have you been wrongly judged? Or are you passing through such phase in life today? On today's episode on Noble TV, we'll be sharing with you the story of Archie Williams. Archie Williams is a young American that was incarcerated in 1982 for a crime he never committed. He was sentenced to 80 years in prison without parole. He wasn't given that opportunity to defend himself. During the trials, persons came and testified that, yes, he was the one. He was the person that committed the murder and rape. But ironically, he was not even close to that environment as at the time this incident happened, but he was accused. And the state of Louisiana, the judge, the attorney, the prosecutor, everybody believed they've executed justice by sending this young man to 80 years imprisonment. It was after 37 years when the case was revisited that it was discovered that his DNA was not what was found on the scene of a crime. That was when new evidences came out that he was not even there. So after spending 37 years of his life, he was allowed to go free. Now, can those 37 years be repaid? We might encounter such in our daily life where we are wrongly accused. People will tell you they have evidences. People will want to make story out of your life for things you never did. It might be in your household, it might be your family, your church, your business environment, even when you work in corporate organizations, because those corporate organizations are run by people that are prejudiced in their judgment. They doubt your integrity. They want to use the general notion to judge you. When you go through such phase, what comes to your mind? What do you do? It can be painful, heart-wrenching. I once visited the correctional center, and believe me, my heart bled seeing young people going through things that they never knew anything about because the system is lopsided, because the system is prejudiced to think everybody is a thief. When you go through such, what comes to your mind? I remember one of the interview Archie Williams granted. He said, though his body was incarcerated, he never allowed his mind to be incarcerated. When you go through such, what comes to your mind? They might send you a suspension. You might go to jail. Some might go to the extreme. Some might lose their life. Just go to the correctional centers and see what is happening. But what I want to tell you, as you're opportune to watch this video, if you're going through such phase, just understand that you're going to come out of it. Just understand that yours will not be different. Just understand that these are phases in life. All you need to do is for you to keep your integrity, keep your values. Even when the system doubts your values, even when the corporate entities doubt your value, keep your value and your integrity. And leave you with the video of Archie Williams, his testimony, and I believe you'll be inspired. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's start with your name, please, sir.
My name is Archie Williams.
Then where are you from, Archie?
I'm from Louisiana.
Louisiana. Right, let's get to know you first of all, Archie, a little bit.
Okay. I was just incarcerated for 37 years for somebody else's crime.
Imagine this. Imagine going to prison for a crime you didn't commit. For my next guest, that was the nightmare he lived for 36 years. Take a look. For 36 years, Archie Williams spent his life in jail for a crime he didn't commit. Convicted in 1983 for attempted rape and murder, Archie was sentenced to life without parole. But with the help of the Innocence Project, who fought on Archie's behalf for over 2 decades, they were finally able to persuade a judge to order new fingerprint testing. Just 24 hours later, the results vindicated Archie and implicated serial rapist Stephen Forbes. On March 21st, 2019, Archie walked out of prison a free man. He was 22 years old when he went in and 58 when he came out.
They have guys that's been there 50 years and over that's innocent, just like me, and they don't have any hope. So what I want to do is try to help. I'm not free until they're free.
Well, everybody, please welcome Archie Williams, and from the Innocence Project, Archie's lawyer, Vanessa Potkin. Archie, how you doing, man?
All right, man.
Man, let me ask you something, man. What was it like for you hearing that you're sentenced to life in prison when you know you're innocent?
I think, Steve, that's something that you can't really explain, that feeling there. It's like your life is just taken away from you, It's like turning you upside down and just shaking you till your inside is out. It's really...
Okay, so tell me how this happened.
I was just walking down the streets one night, and the police they surrounded me and told me I was under arrest for aggravated rape, first-degree murder, and aggravated burglary. And I was like, wow. Who said I did that?
So when you connected with the Innocence Project in 1996, how long had you been in jail?
83 was the year I went in there.
Wow, so 13 years.
Right.
You contacted them.
Right.
So Innocence Project took on Archie's case in 1996, and we started making requests to get access to fingerprint evidence from the crime scene because the person who did this had left their fingerprints, and we knew at the time of trial those fingerprints didn't match Archie. So in 1999, we made our first request to get access to the fingerprints because by then the FBI had a database, and we said if we can search these fingerprints in the database, we can maybe identify who they belong to. It took us 20 years to get that search. When we went to court, a new judge took the bench, and in February of this year, she said, we're going to get to the truth in this case, and I'm ordering this search.
Okay, but let me ask you this, though. How does a man get convicted if he's not even there?
So they put a picture of Archie in a photo array that was shown to the victim. And the first time she saw this photo array, it was about 6 pictures that included Archie. She pointed to his picture. She said, when you start to look for somebody who looks like him. And then they showed her 2 more arrays. They kept showing her Archie's picture. And after the 3rd time of seeing Archie's picture, she said, it's him. And it was only on the basis of this problematic identification that he was convicted.
Man, see, this ain't right, man. This so foul and funky. Okay, Archie, you're sitting there. How do you cope with this?
It was really hard, Steve. It was, I just looked to the higher power for the solution. My sport always was boxing, and I ended up training a boxing team. I did something that was never done there before. I trained the best boxing team that ever come through there. We got all the DOC titles. See, I had all 9 titles and 4 number 1 contender spots. That's something that was never did there in that My next hobby was music. But I want to say, like, I would always watch the Steve Harvey show. That's what really encouraged me to, fight on. You really did it, man. And I knew that I would be here one day to tell you thank you, because I would watch you every day.
Vanessa, when did you get dead set on making his freedom a possibility? What was it about this case?
I joined Innocence Project in 2000 and started working on Archie's case. And, by then there was strong indications that he was innocent, right? The fingerprints didn't match him. His whole conviction rested on this problematic identification. And, we knew if we could just get access to the fingerprints, we could try to solve the crime. Right now the laws are set against people who are convicted. So it's extraordinarily hard for people who are convicted to get access to new evidence of their innocence to prove it. So it took us 20 years, and we believed in Archie, and we, started to know his character. When we found out that the fingerprint evidence had identified the true perpetrator and that Archie was going to get out of prison, we talked on the phone. And the first thing that Archie said was, you know how many other people are innocent in prison today? He thought of other people. That speaks to who he is as a person.
So, Archie, you say that singing and boxing got you through your time in prison, man. Now that you out, what's on the bucket list, man?
I really want to get my family, all my family are singing, orientated. And I want to get my little nieces and nephews, and I want to get them together and get them off into music. My aunt there, that's who stood with me the whole while, Steve.
Who?
The whole while. I'm talking about from day one. Raised my aunt there.
She been there whole time?
The whole time.
She ain't never got off?
From the day of my trial. She come down from California. She from up here, and she been there ever since.
What else you want, Archie?
He really likes your suits, but not this style.
Nobody never tell it. 25 of them suits you wore when you was Mr.
I'm going to help you look sharp now out there.
Okay, thank you.
While you're getting back on your seat. I'm going to give you 5 suits from my Steve Harvey Celebrity Edition suit tonight. I'm going to give you 5. I'm going to get you all the accessories, too. And that's not all I'm going to do. My producers reached out to a company called My Magic Mud, and they designed natural teeth whitening products that are clinically proven and free from harmful ingredients. Now, part of their mission is to help uplift those around them. So when they heard about you, they knew they wanted to help uplift you, which is why they gonna give you $5,000. We're gonna get you $5,000. On top of all that, Archie, and this is the good part, the company that I told you about, Magic Mud, they're going to give you a lifetime supply of toothpaste.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on the show, man. Thank you, boy. You're my man. And let me tell you something. Y'all, please give this woman, Vanessa Hopkins, a big hand from the Innocence Project for all of her tireless dedication to protecting the rights of the innocent. You're a bad girl. Yeah. And if you'd like to learn more about the Innocence Project, go to innocenceproject.org. And to contribute to Archie Williams, go to stevetv.com for more information. We're going to get you right, Archie. We're going to get you right.